So let's get right into it. Francisco Alvarez, a 20-year-old for the New York Mets. Francisco Alvarez. I don't know if I have much to say about this because, yeah, the guy's a superstar. I do have one little thing that I want you to talk me off the proverbial cliff, I guess. He dipped in AAA. No big deal. No big deal at all.
So Francisco Alvarez, I think, is a really interesting prospect. On the season, he put together a 260 batting average, 380 OBP, 511 slugging, hit 27 home runs. I think he's got some of the best power in the minor leagues. You brought up his AAA time there, and with some concern. I don't know that long term I'm really concerned with that. Just so that everybody's aware, his overall line in AAA in just under 200 plate appearances, he hit 234, 382 OBP, and a 443 slugging, which is a little down from those numbers on the year. But I've noticed this with Francisco Alvarez that he does this. He's done this his entire career coming up through the minor leagues. He's advanced really quickly through them. That's something I want to touch base on too. But every time he comes in to a season, he just demolishes the level that they start him out at, and he earns a promotion. And then upon that promotion, he has some struggles, at least compared to how he was performing before that. So I do want to highlight some of the things that were positive, though. He really increased his walk rate at AAA, which was surprising, but he walked at a 17.1% rate at AAA versus it looks like he was at 12.2% in AA just before he got his promotion. So he actually did better in that regard, hit with less power. His batting average suffered a little bit. And I think you can expect this for him, like starting out in the pros, that he might struggle a little bit. So I don't think he's going to come out and he's going to smash right away. I said this at the end of the season when he got his cup of coffee. I think he's a great long-term asset, but in the short term, you might see some struggles. And I think we've seen that throughout his career. So no, I'm not worried about him long-term, but I do think that there might be some short-term struggles. There's going to be a lot of strikeouts. The batting average is probably going to lag until his skill set catches up to the level that he's playing at, which shouldn't be too far off. Sure.
So we do have 58 home runs in 895 at bats. That's a pretty, a decent power range. I think he's got more to show in the power department. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, as soon as he touches a league for a little bit, he explodes. It didn't show up in AAA. It's going to. Al, are we going to see him in the pros right away?
Now, it could go either way. I could see him getting a little bit of time in the minor leagues, but if he does start there, I don't think it'll be too long because I think that trend will continue. If he starts at AAA, we'll see him mash there, and he'll earn a promotion. Yep. And then that's when you'll see some struggles, and those struggles might be a little more prolonged because that happens at the major league level.
Even if he struggles a little bit, if he starts in the major leagues, they're going to give him some freedom. They're going to let him play through some struggles.
I do think he's potentially the best power hitter in the minors. I mean, there's a lot of people that are in contention for that. We did an article for the Dynasty Guru that was projecting future league all-stars.
Sure.
And I picked Francisco Alvarez as the home run derby champion in that article, but that's a proxy for me saying that I think he's got the best power out of those people that we selected for National League All-Stars, at least. So he comes in with our scout grade equivalency rating of 70 and our player details that we've put together, which is among the highest, I think, in the minor leagues. I haven't actually looked through all of those rankings to see where they place everybody. I think there might be one guy that I've seen with a 75, I want to say, but that's extremely high for this ranking system. So he projects for at peak 32 home runs on average. And, you know, that's among the best that best power you're going to find in the minor leagues. I think he's going to be a really good player. One of the better hitting minor leaguers in the league. And one other thing that I want to highlight about Francisco Alvarez is he was also the youngest player in 2022 to debut in the major leagues. And that's big. I think people tend to forget that being 20 years old and getting into the show, that's a really big deal. Oh, yeah. So I think he's going to be a great player.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I would have had him number one, and this is maybe a point of contention between us. I would have had him over Adley Rutschman.
I think you're crazy for saying that, but I don't think you're completely insane, but you're on the verge of being insane. If that makes any sense.
Thank you for watching this player evaluation. If you'd like more great content on prospects across Major League Baseball, please visit our website, www.scoutthestatline.com. Thanks a lot.